Hey guys, it's Nicole. Welcome back to another video. I am going to start a vlog today and I'm super excited because today is June 1st, which means it's the start of the BIBLIO Games. And I'm so excited for this readathon. I really love how interactive it is. I really loved how many people I've already met. So if you're participating, please let me know. And if you're doing vlogs, let me know because I would love to follow what you're reading throughout the month. So before I get into my reading plans for today, I wanted to include a couple of clips because I saw Harry Potter and the Cursed Child on Thursday and Friday night. So I wanted to include the clips to have them documented, but I know not everyone's interested. There'll be a time on the screen and you can skip ahead to that. That is fine. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. Okay, so it is Thursday, the 30th of May. And tonight, I'm gonna go see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I'm so excited. I can't believe the day is finally here. I bought tickets, pre-sale tickets. So I literally bought the tickets over a year ago. How's this day come so fast? I do not know. I am so excited. Obviously, I won't be able to vlog my entire experience, but I did want to share my thoughts before and after I see the show. So tonight I'm seeing part 1 and tomorrow night I'll be seeing part 2. So I have read the script. I didn't love this. I actually was like going to refuse to read this, and I did for a few months, and then I ended up picking it up because everybody picked it up and I just had to jump on that train. And yeah, I just had to see, and I didn't love it. I have a lot of issues with it and I definitely do not consider it canon. But the reason I really want to see is I really love performances and productions. I was very involved in my school productions growing up and I was a dancer for many years. So just performing arts in general is something I love. So that's the main reason I want to see it, and I'm really curious to see how they do the magic and everything. I think it's going to be really cool. I'm going to leave now. I'm going into the city and I'm going to go meet up with the person I'm seeing it with, and we're going to have dinner beforehand and go see it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I will report back to you in the morning on my thoughts and everything, and then I'll see part 2 tomorrow night. So it's gonna be all kinds of good. I'm excited. I can't. Okay, I gotta go now. Really do. It's now Friday the 31st of May and it's like 10:30 at night. It might be even later than that. I've just gotten home from seeing Harry Potter. So like I said, I saw part 1 last night and I saw part 2 tonight. I was going to update you this morning, but it just didn't happen. I was really busy. But I'm really happy to report that I really loved it. It was so good. The production was incredible. Really loved all the transition scenes and I loved the way they did the magic, and yeah, it was so good. I really want to see if there's like behind the scenes. I would want to know how they did all the magic tricks they did because it was just so awesome. I will say I definitely don't consider it canon, and I think I prefer part 1 over part 2. I think the plot is a lot messier in the second part, and there's a lot more action and a lot more magic that was happening in the first part. And yeah, it was really cool. My favorite scene was the Moaning Myrtle scene. It is so funny. It is so well done. I found Scorpius to be really funny. I'm so glad I saw it. If you've had the chance to see it, please let me know what you thought of it down below. And if you're going to see it, also let me know. And yeah, I really loved it. I love seeing plays and productions, and I want to go see another one. I want to go book another one right now because it's just so much fun to go see. And it's got me back into the Harry Potter mood, and I usually reread Harry Potter once a year, and I haven't started my reread of Harry Potter this year. So I think I might start in June, even though I have so many books planned for June. And I didn't do that well with my reading in May, but I should have more time, so fingers crossed. Okay, so today, like I said, it's Saturday. It's about 11 in the morning. I don't think I'm gonna leave the house today, other than to go for a walk. I'm not gonna do anything else. So I want to stay inside all day and read, and I also have to study. So I'm going to just keep switching between the two. Let me go choose my first read. So here is my TBR for the month of June. These are all the books I've allocated for the readathon. I am hoping to get to a few more. I always stack the books that I want to read in the month on top of this little bookshelf I have. I like having the books that I want to read out. So I think today I might start with Vicious and just read a little bit of that. And then I also want to start After I Do. So the books I picked up to read was Vicious and After I Do. Vicious is obviously the group book for the villains team. So I'm going to start with Vicious. I would like to get 50 to 100 pages into this, and then maybe like 50 or so pages into this. Vicious, I feel like everyone should know what this is at this point, but it's an anti-hero story, I believe, about two college friends. I think there's supernatural powers in this. I honestly do not know. So I'll let you know once I start reading what it's actually about and if any of my descriptions were correct or incorrect. And then of course we have After I Do, which is by Jenkins Reid, which is my buddy read, which I'm doing with Kerry from Kerry Reads. So she'll be linked down below. Please go check her out. And this is by the author who wrote The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and he also wrote Daisy Jones and the Six. I love those books. I believe it follows a couple who are married and they are falling out of love, or their marriage is kind of going downhill, something along those lines. This is going to be an interesting read for me because this isn't something I would usually pick up, but I really love her work, so that's why I'm doing so. Her books are quite quick reads, so I do kind of want to take my time with this though, because I don't want to speed ahead. I kind of want to read this at a similar pace to Kerry. So, but I'll start this today. I'm gonna go and make a tea and do some reading. Okay, so it's the next day. It's Sunday morning now. I did update you guys last night and then I lost the footage, so I'm just gonna redo this. I didn't end up starting Vicious, but I did manage to start After I Do, and I'm currently 50 pages into this. I don't have any strong opinions of it right now. There was this one line where the guy literally told the girl, all girls should be exactly like you, which is obviously that whole not like all the girls thing, which we all don't like. I was pretty correct on what this is about. The first chapter follows this couple and they're out in a parking lot trying to find their car, and they're just very angry at each other, and you can tell that there's a lot more going on, that it's not just about a car that they're angry about. And then we skip back to 11 years ago when they're both 19 and in college, and they first meet and fall in love, and we're getting a lot of time jumpings and little snippets of their relationship and how it formed and how they got married and all of that. There was the first chapter, and then it skipped back to 11 years, and that was like 9 years and 6 years, and I'm now up to 6 months ago, and then 3 months, and the next chapter is called 3 months ago, last week's, and then we'll go to right now. Some of the chapters are so short, like this one's literally a page and a half long. It's moving quickly, and I don't really have any other strong opinions. I only will probably read a little bit more of this today. I don't think Kerry started it yet, so I don't want to get too ahead. And I want to start Vicious. Like I said, I wanted to try this yesterday, but it didn't happen. I do have to do a lot of study. That's what I ended up doing yesterday. It's my final week of the semester this week, so I have a few things due, and yeah, I'm just nearly at the end of the road. I'm gonna go study now. I'm hoping to have some time to read a little bit of this later in the day, and if I do, I will update you then. Hey guys, it's been a few days. I actually have no idea how many days it's been. I haven't been counting. It is actually now Saturday night, so it's Saturday the 8th of June. I had honestly one of the most hectic weeks ever. It was my last week of semester, so I knew it was going to be a stressful week, but I just did not know how intense it was going to be, and oh my god, it was absolutely nuts. I still can't believe it. So obviously I just did not film. I didn't have time to film. I did do a tiny bit of reading mostly on After I Do. I mostly did that when I was traveling, because I do catch the tram into school and back, so I did reading then. But honestly, this week was just, there was no time for anything else. It was crazy, but it's over. my semester's over now. I am completely free. Thank God I got there. So now I have time to read, which is fantastic. But I did want to update you on my thoughts of after I do, because I think I only updated you on the very beginning. And to be honest, the first like 50 to 60 pages of this book, I was not loving it. I thought this book was not going to be for me. So we follow Lauren, who's the wife. We follow her point of view. We don't really get much of the husband, Ryan, but I'm really liking learning about Lauren and how much of her identity was formed or shaped by her relationship with her husband, Ryan. And it's really interesting now, like, she's finding herself on her own. I'm really enjoying this now, and it's so easy to read. Like, Taylor Jenkins books, I always fly through them. Like, I didn't have much time to read during the week. I only ever read when I was traveling to school and back, and I read a fair bit in that time. It's Sunday morning, and I did manage to finish after I do last night. I finished it like really early. I finished at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I loved this so much. It just gave me so many happy feels. It was just like the perfect feel-good book to read after a really stressful week. So it was just such good timing. I was so worried that I wasn't going to like this. Like, the first 50 or so pages, I was not into it at all. It was literally just about this couple fighting and why their marriage deteriorated. And then it ended up being about them deciding that they're going to have a 1-year separation and basically have an open marriage as well. And I was like, oh, I don't know how to feel about this. I think though with the beginning it was so hard to like, because yeah, there was also conflict between this couple, but they were also bringing out the worst in each other. When I was reading this at the beginning, I was like, these are the kind of characters I don't want to read a story about. They just seemed really awful. Like, and it was obviously just because of how bad their marriage had gotten, then gotten to the point where they were just bringing out the worst in one another. It was really, really nice getting to know Lauren and her kind of side of things, and you do get to know a bit about Ryan a bit more. What I love about what Taylor Jenkins does is she is able to bring up discussions and make things really thought-provoking in her novels without making it seem forced. It flows really nicely and coherently with the story. In this one in particular, there's like this really great discussion about expectations and the expectations we put on ourselves, expectations that are put on us by others. So like one of the ones that was discussed in here is like, you know, you've got to be married by a certain age, but then by like 30 or something, you're kind of expected to have kids or be more settled down or to have things sorted out. And I loved that. And there was also so much family in here. And what I loved about this was there's all the different dynamics of family and how most families are not your conventional family that you see. Lauren's family, so she was raised by a single mom. Her dad left her when she was really, really young, and so she was just raised by her mom. And you have all these dynamics. It's just, I really loved all the discussion that went on and how thought-provoking a lot of it was. There was so much I could relate to as well, even though I'm not like married or anything. Like, I'm definitely not in that stage in my life. There was so much I loved and really appreciate, and I tabbed this so much. There was also this really beautiful discussion Lauren had with her sister about being single, and her sister was like, yeah, I want to find someone, I would like to find someone, but I'm also perfectly okay and perfectly happy being single. And there was this whole thing where she was like, you know, I don't need someone in my life to make me feel complete, and I just really appreciate that. It was just so good. Taylor Jenkins Reid, she just knows. She's just so good. I don't have any other thing to say. I'm just like really gushing about this right now. It was just, I just loved it. Like, there was so many beautiful dynamics in this book between family and friends, particularly family. I really loved the family dynamics. Like, you see Lauren's relationship with her mom. She has 2 younger siblings, a younger brother and a younger sister, and you also see her relationship with her grandma, and then you see her bit of a relationship with one of her close work friends. And it's it was just really great. It was really nice to see all the support that she had in her life and kind of everyone's perspective on marriage and relationships in general. And it was so sweet. It was so good. Now, the only book of Taylor Jenkins Reid I haven't read is One True Loves, I think. Yeah, One True Love. So that's the only book I have of hers left. So I'm probably going to read that in the next couple of months. And then I'm going to have to start rereading her books because I really want to reread Evelyn Hugo because I read that when that was my first book of hers and it's so good. If you haven't picked up Taylor Jenkins Reid because you feel like the hype's too much, I highly recommend her. She's just so good. Like, I wouldn't usually pick this kind of book up. I'm usually, like, you look at my shelves, I usually read fantasy. That's usually my genre. And I sometimes dip into contemporary. And this is contemporary that I think everyone needs to dip into because it was so good. They gave it 4 out of 5 stars in the end. I couldn't give it a 5 because, I don't know. It just wasn't quite a 5 because Evelyn Hugo was a 5 and this, like, is by the same author, which is kind of hard. It's probably like a 4.25 or a 4.5. I don't know, but it was still like so good and I highly recommend this. Like, I can't even talk properly right now. I'm gonna edit this clip and like totally not have a good time, but it was so good. I'm gonna go pick up another book. I want to try and finish another book today. I'm thinking it's up there. Let me get it. I mean, I'm in middle of a lot of books already, so I should probably be reading them, but I think I'm gonna go with A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. I don't know. I'm either thinking I really want some sci-fi or fantasy, so it's either gonna be Warbreaker or A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. I might read the first chapter of each and kind of see what I'm more in the mood to read at the moment, but I need to do a video and edit and upload that because I haven't uploaded anything in a week. So I think I'm gonna do a tag, so I might do that. Hopefully, I don't know, is my lighting okay? We'll see. You know, sometimes the trickiest bit of this is setting up your phone so that it doesn't fall. Okay, you should be good. Okay, it's Monday night. Sorry, I feel like I'm losing my voice, so if I start going croaky, that's why. I didn't update you today. I didn't really do any reading earlier today. I was out with friends, but I did manage to start a book last night. Or yesterday afternoon. I started The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. Is there a shorter way to say this? I'm just gonna start calling this Small Angry Planet because it's getting really annoying saying this long ass title every single time. Anyway, so I did manage to get 8 pages through and I'm really happy to report I'm really enjoying it. There is a lot of world building, there's a lot of terminology and a lot of different species and stuff that have been introduced. Basically, we follow this girl who's called Rosemary. Yeah, she's called Rosemary and she's just like finished university and she's being sent off into space to work on this ship that's called the Wayfarer. And on this ship there are all these different crew members and some of these different crew members are a different alien species that Becky Chambers has made up. This was one character who's like a mix between a lizard and a bird, and then there's this other character who is the chef of the ship who I think is supposed to resemble like an otter or something. Gender dynamics was really cool with him because basically it explained that he was born as a female and he was a female up until the point where he could no longer produce, and then from that point he was a male. So it's already like really interesting and really cool what she's doing like with gender and race. There's a lot kind of packed into what I've read already, but I don't think it's forced. I think it's quite coherent with the story and builds it. There's also a lot of like science terminology that's also been thrown in. So it's been a slower read than what I expected it to be, but I'm still really loving it. So tonight I want to continue reading this and get as much of the way through this as possible. I would love to finish it, but I don't think that's gonna happen, just because it is a slower book and not one that I really want to rush anyway. Sorry, I know this is like the weirdest angle, but I'm in bed and I don't really have anything to put my phone on. But I just wanted to say I started reading Angry Planet again, and I haven't read much, only 10 pages. But I think one thing that I wanted to point out that is there are a lot of characters in this book, which is great. I really love a full cast of characters. So I've had to take notes as I've gone along of who each character is, their name, and also their species, because a lot of these characters are different species and like made up species. So I feel like for someone who hasn't read a lot of sci-fi, this could be a lot of information for them. And I just kind of thought that was important to point out. I really love it. I really love what it's doing. And yeah. Anyway, I'm going to continue reading. It is Tuesday now. I ended up reading only 150 pages of this last night. And then I realized the latest episode of Attack on Titan was out. So I watched that instead. Quickly with this, the plot has started to pick up now and is starting to really form, so it's getting really good, and I will definitely be finishing this coming week. But yeah, Attack on Titan, I watched it last night. I think it was either episode 56 or 57. It was called The Basement, so if you know what Attack on Titan is, then you know what that episode is. And the show's gone now in a direction that I did not see coming at all. What? If you watch Attack on Titan, please let me know. Can we discuss in the comments? My brother watches it, but he watches the dub version and I watch the sub version, so he's still waiting for the dub to come out and it's killing me. I need to talk about it. But yeah, so I didn't do any other reading last night because of that. I'm going to wrap up the vlog here, but before I do, I did get a package in the mail today from Book Depository. I think I know what this is. There was a sale a few weeks ago, and so I bought a book that was like really cheap. Oh yeah, so I got Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. This is like a time travel book about so it starts off, it says the first timeline is 1976 and then the other timeline is 1815, and I believe it follows a black woman who travels in time. She travels back in time to a period where black people are slaves, so when she travels back in time she becomes a slave, I believe, and I believe she becomes a slave to one of her ancestors or something. It sounds really dark and really interesting. I love time travel stories and I've had my eye on this for ages. Actually, okay, I'm gonna tell you guys a really funny story and you're gonna kind of figure out how ridiculous I am. I actually wrote this book a year ago. Well, I thought I wrote this book, but so I thought I brought this book, but what I actually wrote was this, and I brought this because I saw the cover, okay, and I thought it was this but with this cover, but this is actually a graphic novel version of this novel. I guess that's what you get for being shallow and choosing what cover you want to buy. Like, this one's still really pretty, but I really like hardbacks, and I was really attracted to this cover. So now I have both. I haven't read this because I did want to read this before I got to this. I didn't even know this was a graphic novel until it arrived in the mail. And I was like, what is this? So now I have both and I can read both and let you know what I think of each. But yeah, that's my little funny story for you all today. Yeah, I don't know. I've done some ridiculous things over the years, especially when it comes to books. Whoops. Anyway, on that note, I will end my vlog here. I hope you are doing well. If you are participating in the BIBLIO games, let me know how you're going with all the challenges and everything. So far, I've only completed one, which was After I Do, and I'm in the process of completing number 2, which is this book. I'm still avoiding saying that title. Yeah, so let me know how you're going. I would love to hear about it in the comments, and if you're doing any vlogs or anything, please link them down below. And I hope that you're enjoying whatever you're currently reading, and I'll see you next time. Bye!